Shall we start? Good morning, everyone. Should I have start later a little bit? Is it 7:30 too early? No? Okay, fine. Anyway, good morning. I'm Pooja Prasanna. So I'll be handling sociology optional. Good to see so many people here. I hope that people are there in the online, mostly, or YouTube probably. So anyway, we'll start with our session. We'll start with why you should be choosing sociology. So anyway, have you already decided to choose sociology or yet to decide, or in generally have you decided the optional? Yes? You have decided or not? No. Okay, fine. No issues. So we'll start. See, before I actually go to why you should be choosing sociology as an option, we'll little bit talk about that how to decide on choosing an option. Any option, doesn't matter whether it is option, this sociology or political science or anthropology, doesn't matter which option you want to choose. So please choose wisely. The reason why you have to do that is because it's a long-term commitment. Are you understanding this? Once you take and once you commit to this particular option, so let's say that you start with your option preparation, so you end up paying money for it, you end up going to the class, you end up like studying for it. See, the thing is, this is a long-term commitment. So you should not feel that, okay, after taking class, after 4 months or 5 months, you should not feel that, okay, I cannot do this with this class, I cannot do with this optional, I have to change the option. Trust me on this, many people end up changing their option after first year because they enter into optional and they feel that they can't do it anymore. So it is very much important. Take your time, as much as time it is possible. Go through everything, whatever the syllabus and anything to that matter, you go through everything and please decide properly. Okay. So let me just little bit talk about how you should be choosing the option. First and foremost is interest. Certainly interest has to be there. That is, whether even do you like the topics whatsoever. Are you understanding this? See, for example, like a PABAD or political science has a lot of, some sort of administrative structures, all those topics would be there. Some people end up thinking that I am going to become a bureaucrat, so I have to, entering into public service, or I have to do public administration, I have to do political science. They end up taking it, but then after taking it, they'll realize that no, this is not my forte, I am not good at polity itself. So how can I even do political science? How can I even do PABAD? Are you understanding this? Some people end up taking anthropology depending upon, like for example, in some areas in some states, some subjects are quite popular. So let's say anthropology might be popular. So everybody is taking, so let me also take. Again, anthropology has a bit of biological factor, that is genetics, biology, that topic is there. So you have to understand whether you truly like that topic or not. Are you understanding this? If you don't like the certain basic topic, that means you won't be able to score good marks at all. So first and foremost is just check whether you have interest in those topics or not. Are you understanding this? The second thing is background. See, background is something for few optional subjects and not for other optional subjects. For example, you don't need background for few of the optional subjects. Like sociology, you don't need a background. That is, you can come from any background. You can be art students, science students, commerce students, even applied science like engineering, medical. It really doesn't matter which background you're coming from. Any background you can actually opt sociology, you can opt political science, you can opt PABAD, you can opt anthropology also. Are you understanding this? Few subjects are there which you don't need a background. Few subjects like economics, literature. So for these things you have to need a background. So first check whether you have a background before you take an optional. For the few mentions like 4 to 5 subjects, whatever I've mentioned, you don't need a background. Are you understanding this? The next thing is syllabus, which is quite an important factor in determining which option you should be taking. See, first and foremost is, here you are not here to do a PhD. Just understand this. Here you might have an interest that, ma'am, I did this, I did mechanical engineering, so should I take mechanical engineering? Or I did commerce, I have economic background, so should I take economics as an option? Etc. etc. A lot of people ask such type of questions. See, first and foremost, important factor is the syllabus. The syllabus has to be not so small. I meant to say that it has to be such an optimal level that you can actually cover along with your GS also. Are you understanding this? Like for example, your option should finish max to max by 5 months. Like if you come to a class, you have to finish within 5 months of whatever the duration. So that much of optional syllabus you have to choose. Some optional are there, you have to give enormous time. For example, maths. Mathematics is one subject. See, I'm not demeaning any subject. Don't think that I'm demeaning some other subject. I'm just telling you the truth of multiple subjects. Some subjects are there where you have to study, like for maths, you have to do at least minimum 1 year of class, 1 year of minimum preparation. I'm not talking about multiple revision. I'm talking about the single time reading itself. You have to do like 1 year of reading. So you have to understand which has lesser syllabus, because you have so many other GS subjects also. You have to give too much of time to GS also. So you have to understand you are here to clear the exam, not to do the PhD. If you come here with an agenda that I'm going to do PhD, then do PhD. If you're here to clear the exam, you choose that optional which is good for your exam. And that is one thing. The second thing, how to choose another like optional is, see, your optional should actually go side by side, or your optional should actually help you drastically in your GS preparation also. Are you understanding this? Many options are there where there is too many overlapping with the GS subjects also. For example, PubAd, sociology, political science. So these are the even geography also, history to some extent, all those things. So these have some overlap with respect to the GS also. So you have to choose those optional which has maximum overlap with the GS subjects. Why? Because again, see, when you choose an optional, it should benefit your GS also. It should benefit your overall preparation. Not that, because see, what happens is when you choose an optional which has nothing to do with the, like, let's say that GS, let's say literature. Literature is something which has nothing to do with the GS. So you will be giving time to that option also, you'll be giving time to GS also. So when you have an overlap, you can actually utilize your optional knowledge and you can use that in the GS also. So make sure that the optional whichever you pick has an enormous overlap with the GS syllabus also, which is quite an important. The next would be resources. See, now you are in 2024, you would be giving in 25, right? See, you students have no issues with respect to resources, I can assure you with that. If I tell you 10 years back, yes, 10 years back there was a huge resource crunch. For every option you have to keep on finding multiple resources, you have to do everything on your own. But I'm pretty sure now the preparation has come so far, now everything is almost in a spoon feeding level. So you don't have to worry much about that. But again, which are these spoon feeding options? Same things. Sociology, PubAd, political science, etc., etc. These are like quite common optional. So that's why you have very good number of resources. But let's say that you take some of the resources, some of the options which are not that popular. So then what happens? You won't get the resources. Resources also includes your test series and mentors. Are you understand? Not just that books, resource also includes test series and mentors. So sometimes what happens is, let's say that you take economics as your option. Here, not just in insights, you don't find much of an economic faculty here. Are you understanding this? Economic other degree faculties would be there, but you don't get an economics UPSC faculty. So there's a huge difference between degree as well as UPSC preparation. So what you have to do, you have to rely on your degree faculty rather than an UPSC option faculty. Are you understanding this? So also find those options which has a good resource, good textbooks would be there, faculties would be there, and also who would be providing good number of test series also. Are you understanding this? Because majority of you, whosoever from Insights, are from Bangalore, and you wouldn't be going to Delhi quite again just for the sake of test series. So you have to also pick those things which is easier, it is easier approachable, okay? And the last thing is scoring trend. See, all those things, I'm really sorry. So all those things, one side, scoring another side. Okay, it doesn't matter. You might have good interest, you might have a good background, you might have everything, you might have resource, everything you might have. But there are some options which are not good at scoring. Did you understand? No matter how much you try hard, no matter how much you put effort, UPSC is always, UPSC has this trend. I don't know whether you have already known this fact or not. UPSC, it's like, because it depends on how many number of people are taking a particular option. See, for example, at once upon a time, somewhere in 2013, 14, during that time period, too many people used to take PubAd. Like thousands and thousands of people, like easily around 5,000 students used to take PubAd. At least, also back in the days, there was two optional trend was there. And certainly one option was PubAd of almost every other student. When everybody is taking PubAd, then you know what happens? You know how do they do with the scoring trend? What do they do? What do? When too many people are writing exams, see for example, now if you compare like 10 years back to now too many students are writing exam. So when too many students write exam, what will happen? How do you think they will decide who has to, go to the next stage from prelims to mains? Toughness, they'll increase the toughness. First and foremost is they'll increase the toughness, and they'll also be tight with respect to correction also, because they have to skim the people. Somehow they have to skim the people. So there are some subjects which no matter what, it's not the subject's problem. Subject is easy, but then it's the evaluation problem because too many people are taking. Are you understanding this? So anyway, we are gonna check with a scoring trend also, but I'm not gonna deal with other subject scoring trend. I'm going to deal just with the option score, that is sociology optional scoring trend. So what you have to do is you please check the scoring trend also, which is quite an important scoring trend of all the subjects whichever you have decided to take. Like let's say that scoring trend between PubAd, political science, sociology, whatever it is. How many people are attempting and how many people are clearing? How many people are clearing is very much important. Also, one thing I want to tell you guys so there was this trend that, let's say that the state topper, usually it happens like that. Let's say one state topper is there. That happened in Karnataka also. So there was one state topper, her name was Nandini KR. Okay. So she became the topper, and immediately after that, the craze for Kannada literature grew. Like anything. People started taking Kannada literature, that's because she cleared. See, there can only be one whole topper. Are you understanding this? There can be only one topper. You cannot decide your optional based on what the topper's optional was. Many people actually do this. Please don't do this. You don't have to see what's the topper's optional. You have to see in generally how many people are clearing. In top 10, how many people are clearing. In top 100, how many people are clearing. Because you have to be in top 100 in order to get into IAS. Are you understanding this? So you have to check how many people are clearing in the top 100. What are those options which are quite doing well in the scoring trend? Are you understanding this? Don't go upon one person, because you can also be that one person, but everybody cannot be that one person. So just check what's the scoring trend. So in this class, I'm going to deal with the sociology scoring trend. So how you can check, go to the UPSC website. UPSC website actually releases the UPSC report. Every year UPSC reports are released. So the last report is 2020 report is there, which has been released in 2023 actually. You can check the past like 4 to 5 years trend, like which subject is doing well, then only you pick the subject, okay? So scoring is quite important, because despite of everything, so a lot of people, what they do, like, they are changing after 4 years of writing mains, after 4 years of giving interview, some people are changing in the 5th attempt because they feel that this is my last try, I have to change my option, because whichever the option they would be, it is not having a good scoring trend. Okay, did you understand this? So few things are quite important before you choose any option. So now we'll actually go to why, like, we have to choose to sociology. So before we go to why to choose sociology as an option, so I want to tell you guys one thing, that in generally, let's just discuss about what is sociology and then why to choose an option and etc. etc. Again, in this class, I'm not going to deal too much about the syllabus etc, but I'm just going to show you the glimpse of how the syllabus is, and whether you can understand the syllabus, whether you can deal with the syllabus or not. Fine. So coming to sociology, sociology is nothing but the study of society. Okay, so we are gonna just study about society. So practically anything is there in the society, we are gonna deal with it. Are you understand? Very simple. Sociology is nothing but studying of society, and anything and everything in society we are gonna study. So maybe this statement might scare you that we have to study everything and anything. Again, not really. There are few things which are quite common in our option. So we're going to deal with those topics first. See, just once have a glimpse at the board. Okay, just have a look at the topics. So these are the basic topics what we are going to deal in our option. So I'm pretty sure that if you have a glimpse, I'm pretty sure that you have heard these topics once in your life. Isn't it? See, that's the thing about sociology. In this optional, there are topics which are quite common in your life. You have gone through the certain topics, you have gone through certain phenomena. Only thing is, you wouldn't know this phenomena or this process or this is called as so and so name. Did you understand? See, let's take example of family. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what is family. So here in this option, we're going to study about what are the different types of family. Can you give me some examples of family, types of family? Nuclear family, joint family. What is the meaning of joint family? Huh? You know the meaning of extended family? Extended family. No idea? You only know two types? No idea what extended family? Nobody in this class. More than two generation? Okay. Extended family. So let's say that, let's say that I am married and I have a child. I am also going to work. My husband is also going to work. But somebody has to take care of the newborn child now. So who's going to come and take care of the newborn child? Who's going to take care? Grandparents. So are they living in my house? No, they would be living in their house. I'm living in my house with my husband. But then I need someone to take care of my child. So what I would do, I would ask my mother or in-law, whosoever it is, that please come and take care of my family, my child. So they will come for a temporary time period. So those people would become our extended family member. Did you understand this? All of you? Now see, the thing is, you knew this, but you just did not know the name of this particular concept. It is called as extended family member. I'll also talk about one more type of family which is quite common in recent time period. It is called as weekend family or weekend marriage. Can you guess what is it? Weekend family. Guess. You have to speak. The more you speak in optional class, the better you grasp in optional class. You should speak more in class, not amongst yourself, with me. Now, what is weekend? Sorry, I was about to say weekend class. What is weekend family? Guess. You know this. No idea? I know you have the idea, but the only thing is you have never heard this concept. So let's say that I am working here in Chandralaur and my husband would be working somewhere in Electronic City. You know where is Electronic City? Huh? Everybody? Whitefield Electronic City, somewhere he is working there. Okay. The thing is, the distance between my workplace and his workplace is so far that we cannot live in one place. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a house in Chandralayout and he's going to have a house in Whitefield. So we are going to meet only on weekends. Did you understand? Huh? So let's say I'm working in Bangalore and he's working in Chennai. Okay, so we cannot meet every day. We only meet on weekends. So either he'll come to me or I'll go to him. This is nothing but weekend family or weekend marriage. I'm pretty sure you would have heard somewhere, right? People doing this. So when two people work in different cities, they cannot meet every day. They only meet on certain days and mostly it is on the weekends. Are you understanding this? So there are a lot of topics like this we have come across. We know things. Only thing is we just don't know the keywords of it. So in our optional, we're going to study little bit in detail multiple types of family, the different rules. In this, we're going to deal about the marriage, like, in family topic only, we're going to deal about marriage again, which is, I'm pretty sure you want to know very clearly how marriage works, what are the rules and regulations. So can you marry everybody and anybody? Can you marry anybody? See, there are rules on whom you should marry. Okay, there are rules on whom you should marry. So if you are a Hindu, so different rules. If you're a Muslim, different rules. You're a Christian, different rules. We are going to study about different rules of marriage. In Hindu, you cannot marry everybody. You have to marry within the same. Yes, you have to marry within the same caste. Can you marry within the same gotra? If you know little bit about marriage, you would know this. You cannot marry within the same gotra. You have to marry within the same caste. Okay, so like that, different rules are there regarding marriage. We're going to study about all those rules of marriage, whom you can marry, how marriage takes place in South India, how marriage takes place in North India. Are you understanding this? In South India, can you marry anybody within your family? Can you marry anybody within your family? No? You can marry. You can marry. You not watched any movies or what? Huh? A boy can actually marry sister's daughter. So they are your family member, isn't it? So like that, but that's not allowed in North India. In North India, you cannot marry within the same family. But in South India, you can marry within the same family. So like that, so multiple different topics, multiple different types of marriage system, divorce system, like what are the different types of divorce. Though in Hinduism, divorce as a concept is not much there. But in Islam, concept of divorce is there. So we're going to deal with different types of divorces also. I'm pretty sure you have heard about Sania Mirza and Shoaib Malik, right? Right? So why am I using this example? Huh? Why did I use this example, Sania Mirza and Shoaib Malik? Because Shoaib Malik remarried again, right? Shoaib Malik remarried again. So obviously they would have taken divorce. You know who is Shoaib Malik and who is Sania Mirza? Everybody? Okay, thankfully. So Shoaib Malik remarried again. But then, so if he has to remarry, that means there has to be a divorce, right? Huh. And I don't know whether you observed this or not, but in the newspaper, it was there. Only thing is, you might have overlooked this concept. So the way their divorce is a very different type of divorce. What is the usual type of divorce you hear among Islam? Talaq, right? So 3 times if they pronounce talaq, so that means divorce will be there. But in this context, so there was a different type of divorce and it was called as khula, Khula, khula. So khula actually basically means when a girl give divorce or when girl initiates the divorce to the boy. In this context, it is Sania Mirza who gave divorce to Shoaib Malik. Did you understand this? So you would have come across, you would have heard somebody giving divorce, you would have heard someone, or probably you yourself might give in the future, or you might have read somewhere, you might have done something. So the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you guys here is that the topics are so similar. Somewhere or the other where you would have heard, only thing is you wouldn't know that the concept, the phenomena of this particular topic is so and so. Okay. And so coming to caste, so caste is something which is quite popular in India. I won't agree to the fact that if anybody says here that you don't know what caste is, whether you are Hindu or a non-Hindu, you would have heard about caste somewhere in your life, isn't it? I mean, you should know because you have come to UPSC. So you would be knowing what caste is because you want a caste reservation certificate, right? Yes. So, but again, we are not going to deal with that, but we're going to deal with different types of caste. So, like in caste means we are going to talk about different type of varna. Do you know the varna system? How many varnas are there? 4 plus 1 outside varna. Can you name the 4 varnas? Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, Shudra, and then untouchables. We don't use the word untouchables, especially in sociology. We would be using the word avarna. Varna and avarna. What is anything if you add a in the front? Opposite. Okay. Avarna, Dalits or untouchables are actually called as avarna. So that's the word we keep using in sociology. Fine. So here we are going to study about who are these different varna, who are these different caste people, what are the political power they have, what are the different culture pattern what they have, what the cultural pattern of what Brahmins, why the superiority of Brahmins, why the inferiority of the lower caste, be it Shudras or be it Dalits. So why this imposition of superiority or inferiority is there? Okay, is it still there or not? Is it changing in the time or is it changing with the time or not? All those things we are going to deal with the caste chapter. And same goes with religion. We have multiple religion in India. India is the land of religion. We are not going to study about different religion per se, but we are going to study about the impact of religion on society. How religion is going to control basically how religion is going to control the people in the society, how it is going to have impact on the people, whether religion is relevant, whether religion relevancy is declining because of the emergence of science, whether science and religion can go hand in hand or not. All those type of debates we are going to study in religion chapter. Okay, is there anything which you don't know? Like again, let's take example of gender. So same thing. Sorry, I'm very sorry to tell you this. We're not going to study about male gender. We're going to only discuss about female as a gender because that's how society has been, the studies has, very rarely studies has been on male, more or less the studies on the women. So we're going to study the problems of women, a bit about problems of transgender, how patriarchy is that. Do you know the meaning of patriarchy? What is patriarchy? society where there is a male dominance with respect to the decision making, anything to that matter, it is the man who will be taking the man is the decision maker of the household level as well as at the societal level also. So we're going to study about how patriarchy is having impact on the society, how patriarchy, is it patriarchy natural, is it patriarchy a man-made concept, is patriarchy natural or man-made? Yes, to a greater extent it is man-made, but we are going to study how some people argue that it is natural, some people argue it is man-made. So all type of debate we are going to study about, in the gender topic. We're going to study about politics also, a lot about politics, what you're going to study in your polity, whatever you study in polity and governance, more or less we are going to study in sociology also. So we're going to study about the politics, the lot of beautiful theories of politics are there. Beautiful theory. I really love politics chapter because it actually gives a glimpse of how our world is actually working or how our political system is working. So after studying this particular chapter, you're going to feel that, okay, whatever, any party, all parties are bad. Any politician, all politicians are bad. So basically at the end of the day, it's the power. Somebody wants power and how people are going to get power. And we are going to study about how power is transformed also. So we always tend to think that power is there with everybody, right? So we tend to think that that's how they talk about democracy, right? So power is with respect to the man. So there are a lot of theories where actually they tell us that common man never has power. Okay, see, if we decide, like let's say I decide that I want to become a politician, do you think that I can become a politician? Do you think common man can become politician? Very difficult. Very difficult for a common man to become politician. You need to do something else. You need to enter the power range. You need to have other monetary, some monetary, and you need to have that monetary power or political power or political lineage. Something you need to have. Somebody has to back you up in order to enter politics. Without that, it is way too difficult to enter politics. So we are going to study how common man never gets the power. There is also theory how common man has the power also, but there is also theory how common man never gets the power. So, and also I want to tell you guys one more thing. In optional, especially in sociology as an optional, we are going to deal more or less from the neutral point of view. There is no one-sided or other side. So we're going to study both the side of the debate. Like how common man has power, how common man may never have the power. So both type of debates we will be studying. Very beautiful chapter and have a way too huge overlap with your GS also. So like this, many topics are there which is quite common in nature, quite common. The topics are quite common. You know what the topics are. You have come across these topics. You have heard the topics. So the topics wouldn't be absolutely new. The topics wouldn't be absolutely shocking to you. Because sometimes what happens is, I'm pretty sure when you started with your whole UPSC preparation, you are 25 batch students? 24 batch, 25 batch, both are there. Okay. Then when you started your UPSC preparation, many things would be like new to you, right? Like you feel that I don't know this topic at all. Like what is this topic? Why am I not able to understand this topic? See, that's not going to happen in sociology optional for sure, because almost every topic you would have come across. And some topics I talked about, like let's say politics. See, politics hugely has an overlap with the politics of your GS. So what I'm going to do is, I usually come across these topics little later in the stage of our classes. Why? Because some topics you need GS. So whichever topics you need GS, I'll wait for your GS classes to over, then only I'll be starting those topics. Did you understand? And also anything in the class, whether it is happened in your GS class, not happened in GS class, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to teach everything. Are you understanding this? Everything I'm going to teach, but in generally, I usually start few topics little later so that you would have some understanding about those topics. Fine? Anyway, so now I just want to show you guys few things in the syllabus. Okay, these are actually the syllabus, sociology syllabus, and there's a huge overlap of sociology paper 1 and paper 2. So you know this pattern, right? 2 papers are there, and especially options like this, sociology, anthropology, etc. In sociology especially, whatever you study in paper 1, exact same topic you're going to study in paper 2 also. For example, let's say politics of paper 1, politics of paper 2, same topics would be there. So why are we studying in 2 different paper? Paper 1 is mostly studying about the Western world, because see, all the topics, whatever we are studying, PubAd, politics, anthropology, sociology, any topic, it is started in European society. So it's the European thinkers more or less who studied about it, who gave the theory. So in paper 1, we are going to study the theory. We are not going to study European society. We are going to study about the theory. And in paper 2, the same theory would be applied to Indian context. Did you understand this? So study theory here and how it is applied in Indian context in paper 2. So this is what we are going to do. So that, in fact, in my class also, I am going to do simultaneously. Usually what faculty do, they finish paper 1 and then they go to paper 2. I am not going to do that. Simultaneously, I will be covering both paper 1 and paper 2 because too many overlapping topics are there. Okay. In fact, so let's say that if you give almost like 2.5 months, for paper 1, then easily you can finish in 20 days to max 1 month for paper 2. If you study thoroughly, very seriously, paper 2 you can actually finish in 20 days itself. That less topic is way too smaller topic, nothing is there. If you do paper 1, paper 2 is all about examples, all about Indian examples, and that is way too easy. Are you understanding this? Even for my classes also, max to max, I may give 1 month, sometimes 1.5 months, 1.5 months depending on the class, but not more than that for paper 2 also, because paper 2 is quite less. Okay. So anyway, so I want to discuss some, like, let's say the topic of kinship. Kinship, you understand what's kinship? Family is nothing but kinship. So I just want to show you guys the syllabus, whether you can understand the topics or not. So we are going to study about family, different type of family. As I said, nuclear family, extended family, joint family, different types of joint family, why jointness is there, etc. We're going to study about the household. You understand by household? What is household? What is household? The house you stay is a household. The house you stay is a household. So what's the difference between family and household? Family? All the members. What about household? Do you live in household now? I mean, if you from Bangalore, how many of you not from Bangalore? Majority of you, fine. So do you live with your family? Do you live in a household? Do you somewhere you live now? Are you living on road? No, right? Somewhere you are living, PG or 1 BHK, 2 BHK, whatever, you are living somewhere, no? So you are living in a household, but then your other rest of the family members are living in another household, right? See, that's the thing. Just because you have 2 households doesn't make you 2 different family. Family is one only, but then multiple household. Because of this, contemporary trend, so you have to move out of that one household, you have to live in another household. I talked about this weekend marriage, right? Weekend family, husband one household, wife one household. So are they 2 family? No, they are single family. But then in today's time, though they'll be single family, but they'll be living in multiple household. Did you understand this? So again, you know this, you are already doing it. Only thing is, you did not know that certain explicit concepts are there. We're going to study about different types of marriage, different types of family, lineage and descent. Do you know the meaning of lineage and descent? Lineage, what is lineage? Have you heard this word? Yes, you should have, you should. You all are 21? 20? How old are you? 20, though you are 20, no? Minimum 20. So you should have heard this word by now. What does lineage means? Quick. Tracing your bloodline is lineage. Okay, you trace your bloodline either from father's side or you trace your bloodline either from mother's side. Okay, what is descent then? What is descent? Successors. Okay. Again, you trace your ancestor. Both are actually tracing the ancestor. This is by blood. This is, you trace your ancestor to some sort of either a sage or a particular person. And the person might be actually there, the person may not be there, but you trace your lineage to something. For example, have you Sorry? Dynasties also. I mean, have you heard like this Kannada hero is there, Vishnuvardhan. He always used to say Raghuvamsha, Raghuvamsha. Have you watched this movie? Vishnuvardhan? Karnataka people are here. Okay, if you watched, he always keeps using like, I belong to Raghuvamsha. Right? Raghuvamsha, Suryavamsha. Oh, Suryavamsha, sorry. He's the Suryavamsha. I forgot. Yeah. So Suryavamsha, Raghuvamsha. What is this? Surya is like basically just tracing your like ancestry to a particular sage or to a particular entity. So there is no actual bloodline. He is not actual. I mean, I'm not saying Surya, Vishnuvardhan is, but let's say that I belong to Suryavamsha. It's not that I actually belong to Surya's dynasty. No, I just traced myself. Did you understand this? Anyway, we're going to study a little bit in detail about it. Patriarchy and sexual division of labor. So we just talked about patriarchy. What is sexual division of labor means? Division of labor, you understand? What is division of labor? Dividing the work between different people. What might be sexual division of labor? Dividing the work based on sex or based on the gender. So do you think that in today's time, do we have sexual division of labor? Yes, where do you see? Where do you see sexual division of labor? Right at your house. Who cooks? Right in your house, there is sexual division of labor, isn't it? Is it there? It would be there. More or less, it would be there. Right at your house to every other level, everywhere you see sexual division of labor. Have you noticed one thing? Which gender is most of the nurses? Female. Most of the doctors? Male. Most of the primary school teachers? Female. Most of the higher education teachers? Male. Most of the receptionists? Female. Did you understand? So this is nothing but sexual division of labor. So we see sexual division of labor at household level, at outside work also. So we're going to study about why this thing is there. Why do we have sexual division of labor? We're going to study a lot about the theories also. And some of the contemporary trends, we're going to discuss about LGBTQ marriage, transgender marriage, live-in relationship. Do you know the meaning of live-in relationship? What is it? Staying with your partners without marriage. Is it legal in India? Yes. Is it your fundamental right? Yes, it is your fundamental right and it is your legal. You should be knowing this. Okay, did you understand? So like this. So now let's talk about this particular segment. So what do you think? So could you understand what the syllabus is going on? What we might be dealing with this? Are you following what am I saying? Okay. So let's just gonna go one more topic. Let's take example of religion topic, or let's take this. Is polity done? Started at least? Okay. So let's talk about politics and society. So you're going to understand how much of overlap is there with your GS also. So first and foremost is we're going to study about the power, like who has power, why power is residing with only few set of people, and even if power is going to another set, it's always revolving between two sets, like Congress or BJP, right? It's always two set of people or three set of people. Power always revolves around them. So we're going to study why power revolves, why power is only with respect to certain people, why power is there with respect to certain caste people, certain religious people, certain gender, all those different theories we're going to deal. We're going to deal about bureaucracy. You know what is bureaucracy? Everybody, you should be. You know why? You're going to become one. So we're going to study about what is bureaucracy, the theories of bureaucracy. I'm sorry. And then pressure groups. Do you know the meaning of pressure groups? What is it? Civil societies, yeah. What do pressure groups do? Some interest. So they put a pressure on the government based on their interest. So let's say that, KPSC students, they put pressure on the government, please release KPSC notification, and they released, isn't it? So who are these people? They are nothing but pressure groups. So KPSC student group is nothing but pressure group. A group of people who are putting pressure on the government to change certain policies and programs. Okay. So political party, I'm pretty sure you know what is political party. So we are going to study about different political party. Though we are not going to deal about what is BJP, what is Congress. No, we are not going to deal about that. But we are going to deal about the political parties formed based on ideology. So what's the difference between BJP and Congress? What is BJP? BJP is left? Exactly opposite. BJP is rightist party. What is Congress? Absolutely wrong. Congress is a centrist party of India. It's a centrist party. What's a left party? Communist Party is the left party. Okay, and I'm not going to deal so much detail because we don't have time. But yeah, we are going to deal about what are the right party, what is left party, why parties were formed, and how parties are controlled. All those things, little bit, detail, intricates, all those things we're going to deal. And we're going to deal about what is nation, what is state, what is a citizenship, okay, democracy, civil society, etc. If you observe these things, these are your topics under what? Your politics and governance topic. Okay, so too much, if you study here, you don't have to study in governance actually, because it's almost one and the same. We're going to study about the protest, agitation, social movement. These are very quite, contemporary topics, because India, social movement, protest, so it should be there. Somewhere or the other way, protest keeps on happening, right? So these type of questions are bound to come. If not in sociology, certainly in your GS, certainly it would be coming. See, also it is quite easy to identify which all current affair questions will come. You just have to identify which are the hot topics. Some hot topics would be there, some protest agitations would be there, some huge, tamasha would be going on. You can easily guess somewhere or the other GS, maybe in prelims, maybe in mains, GS1, GS2, somewhere this question is bound to come. Okay, so these things, as you would be studying here in option, it becomes huge, easier. It becomes very easier for you to deal in your GS also. And then again, I'm going to go to some other topic. So let's talk about work and economic life. So I just want to show you guys how there's an overlap with respect to economics also. See, we're going to study about how work culture is there in different types of society. That is slave society, feudal society and industrial society. Right now, which type of society we are living in? Industrial. Right now, we are living in the industrial or capitalistic society. But we are going to study about how different. What is feudal society? Have you come across this word? What is feudal? What do we call feudal in India? That system. What do we call feudal system in India? Zamindari system. So we're going to study about what is zamindari system. In English we call it, in English we call it as feudal system. And we're going to study about slave system also. What is slave? Have you come across this word? Slave. Slave system. Slavery. Slavery you have never come across. What is slavery? Do people work? See, if I make someone work, is it slavery? Without paying is slavery? No. We have bonded labor, right? In bond, what is bonded labor? Contract. Like you have taken the debt, you are not able to repay back the debt. So now you come under a contract that till the time you can repay back the debt, you will be working for me, but I won't pay you any money. So bonded system is different from slavery. What's slavery? Having complete control over a person in what way? What he should do, what he should not do, very close. See, there are so many different work culture is there. Okay, you go with a contract, bonded labor, multiple, etc., etc. is there. But in slavery, the person is working for you, but you are buying that person itself. Okay, you go and buy the pen. So now this pen belongs to me. I can do anything with this pen, isn't it? Because this pen belongs to me. I can use this pen, I can throw the pen, I can keep the pen also, I can destroy the pen also. Same goes with slaves. So when in the slavery system, I go to the market, I buy a person. I buy a person from the market. So as I have bought this person, I can do anything with this person. I can make him work for anything. And if I feel that he has become useless now, okay, so what I'm going to do to this pen, if this pen becomes useless, I'm going to discard this pen. Same way, when my slave becomes useless, when he can't work anymore, when he becomes old, so what I'm going to do to the slave? I'm going to kill the slave, I'm going to discard the slave. Okay, so huge difference is there between a bonded labor and a slave. Okay, we're gonna study about different type of work culture, different type of system, work system. We're gonna study about formal and informal, which you're gonna study in your economics also. What is formal or work and informal work? Have you come across this word? You must have, right? Yeah. So please tell me what is formal and informal. Jobs are? Job security is there where? Formal. Job security is there. Anything else? First and foremost is you're legally hired. Okay, there is some legal hirement is there, hiring would be there. That means some sort of contract would be there. You are gonna work for so and so months, so and so year. This is the amount we are gonna give to you. Okay, that is one thing. And second thing is some sort of perks will be there. Some medical insurance, health insurance, or any accident insurance. So many other insurance and some other perks would be there. Okay, and also some sort of that is, it would be backed by some, like, that is government's legality. There would be they have to register to some government agency in the formal sector, whereas in informal sector nothing would be there. In fact, less than 10 people would be working. And how are they hiring you in informal sector? In formal sector, how will they hire you? Legally, but based on what? Based on your skills. In informal sector, they will hire you based on the recommendation, based on the mutual relationship. Okay, he is my somebody family member, dur ki family rishtedar is there, so I'm going to hire him. I want to give him some job, so I'm going to hire him. Did you understand this? Are you understanding this? Huh? No perks, nothing would be there. So we are going to deal, this is on a surface level, but we are going to deal little bit in detail about the formal sector and informal sector also. And we're going to study about different types of labor, child labor, bonded labor, slavery, etc., little bit in detail. So I just wanted to show you guys that in optional, a lot of overlap is there. We have overlap with politics, we have overlap with economics. In fact, we have highest overlap with your modern history also. For paper 2, especially paper 2, there is huge overlap with your modern history also. Not every part of modern history, but post British history. What are the post-British history is there? So there is huge overlap with that also, because to study Indian society, we have to study from little bit from the past. That is, we have to study the contribution of Britishers to the Indian society. That's because a lot of policies and programs, not just policies and programs, a lot of cultural factor, whatever we see today is a byproduct of British administration. So your history is also quite important for your, that is paper 2 sociology option also. Are you understand? Except for geography and environment, almost everything you study in your GS, you have to apply that here in your option also. Okay, are you understanding this? See, as you saw like some of this syllabus, what did you feel? Like, can you at least understand what the syllabus is going on? Like, it's not, as I said, that it's not two unknown topics. The topics are quite known. You know the topics, somewhere you have heard, somewhere you have experienced. Only thing is you just don't know that the topic actually means so and so phenomena. Fine. So moving on, that is why you should choose sociology optional. Like, you know, I talked about first how to choose any option. Little bit will go about why to choose sociology option. First and foremost is consistency, which is quite an important factor. See, initially I was talking about the score trend, right? That, see, what happens is some options are there where they will score too well. Okay, in few years they'll score too well, and suddenly there will be a dip in that scoring trend. Sudden dip will be there. Are you understanding this? That same happened with PABAD. PABAD was scoring too well, but then there was a sudden dip. Anthropology was scoring too well, sudden dip. Not sudden dip. Why sudden dip? Because when one option actually performs well, suddenly everybody will start taking that option. When everybody starts taking that option, they have to make the question paper tougher. They have to make the correction tougher. When they make paper and correction tougher, suddenly there will be a dip. But that's not the case, surprisingly, touch wood, for sociology option. Sociology, even to that matter, political science also, there's a huge consistent, two subjects which are actually way too consistent in the whole UPSC journey is political science and then sociology as an option. In anthropology, there's a huge dip, which we can see. Geography, there was a dip. PABAD, there's a dip. But two options which is quite consistent is political science and then sociology option, which is actually good. That is, not too many people are taking, not too less people are taking. So whosoever is taking, a quite good number of people are actually, clearing the exam also. The next is overlap with the other subjects, which is quite high. I mean, I'm going to show you guys how there is an overlap also. So just one second. Yeah, we're going to see about the overlap with respect to the GS subjects, quite high. In fact, if you check all the other subjects, sociology is having one of the highest overlap with respect to the other GS topics. See, first and foremost is GS1. So GS1 has a separate small topic called as social issues. Have you seen GS syllabus? All of you, you should. As a UPSC preparation student, you have to gone through all the syllabus once, at least to understand how to go further in your whole preparation process. So if you're a sociology student, 100% you can easily even skip studying for social issues explicitly. Why? Because whatever social issue, let's say social issue is 10%, we are going to deal with 100%. Okay, optional, we're going to deal everything. We're going to deal much more in detail. So what I usually tell my optional student is that don't write too much, you write less, because other students would be writing much less. So if you write too fancy answer like the sociology answer, it would be too, that's not good. So I usually tell my students to write less from the optional point of view, write like a GS point of view. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? And usually in social issue, around 6 to 7 questions would be coming. Okay, out of 20 questions, 7 questions, this year 8 questions had come. So trust me on this, this is a huge number. 7 to 8 question is a huge number coming from one single subject, which is actually quite beneficial for you also. If you're an optional student, you can directly skip this particular preparation, you can concentrate on history and other things. And coming to GS2, as I was talking about this governance, so this I told you, huge overlap with respect to governance is there. So easily 3 to 4 governance questions are covered in the optional itself. And then in GS3, 1 to 2 questions, same again, a bit of economical factor, all this economy, formal, informal sector, all those things we are going to deal in the both paper 1 as well as paper 2, that can be dealt in GS3 also. So coming to GS4, what is GS4? Ethics. GS4 is ethics. Ethics is basically a mixture of sociology, psychology, and then philosophy, and a bit of PubAd. Okay, psychology, philosophy, sociology, and then PubAd. So all, it's an amalgamation of these 4 topics. And if you have come across a bit of ethics and gone through the topics, or not just the topics, even the questions of ethics, you'll understand what are they actually going to ask. They're going to ask what is a societal as well as human value influence. Any question is there. So have you seen the case study questions? Have you come across with ethics? Please do this so that it becomes easier for you to understand any subject to that matter. So if you observe one thing, so they are asking you what's the societal value, how are you going to deal with this so and so situation. Are you understanding this? So as if you're a sociology student, it becomes quite easier to even grasp which side of the debate you have to take. And then essay is where sociology stands out. In fact, in essay, there are 2 segments in essay. Have you seen essay question paper? Section A and section B. And sociology students is always a jackpot because there's direct sociology questions in essay. So in section A, 1 sociology question would be there. Section B, 1 sociology question would be there. In fact, many times what happens is, in essay, if you have seen, they'll give the statement, philosophical, some statements would be there. Many times it is some sociological thinker statements, just directly they'll give the thinker statement, but they'll not give the thinker name, they'll give the thinker statement. A lot of times they give Marx statements. You know who is Karl Marx? He is very big for us, so he's gonna come practically everywhere. Whether you like Karl Marx, you hate Karl Marx, you have to study Karl Marx in UPSC preparation for sure. Anyway, so a lot of times UPSC gives Karl Marx statements, Durkheim statements, Weber statements. A lot of times they give the statement. And if you're a sociology student, directly you can actually write about it. And also, let's say that they're not giving statement, directly thinker statement. See, look at the topics what we are studying. We are studying about family, we are studying about gender, we are studying about caste, we are studying about tribe, we are studying about religion. And you know what you are gonna write in essay? You are gonna write these topics only in essay. Doesn't matter whether it is philosophical topic or current affair topic, doesn't matter. you have to write all type of all different, dimensions you have to write. People keep telling, in essay you have to write multiple dimension. What is this multiple dimension? Multiple dimension is nothing but rural dimension, urban dimension, gender dimension, caste dimension, religion dimension, political dimension, and economical dimension, which are the topics we are going to deal in optional. Did you understand? So if you do sociology, it becomes way too easier for you to tackle your essays also. And coming to interview, again, in interview, they are going to deal, they want to know what is your opinion about society, how as a bureaucrat, how you're going to deal with society or the implications on society. And certainly we are studying about society, it becomes much easier for you to tackle certain interview questions also. Are you understanding this? And I also want to point out one thing about newspaper. See, a lot of times, just today I was talking about a simple news about Sania Mirza and Shoaib Malik, that she gave divorce and then, he remarried. The thing is, what type of divorce? They gave khula, which is quite popular. That, in fact, UPSC's favorite topic is divorce. I'm telling you, UPSC favorite topics are there. One is Buddhism, favorite topic in prelims. All the time they keep giving Buddhism. I don't know why. So talaq is something again quite favorite in among UPSC. So different type of talaq, and one type of talaq is khula. Okay. So the thing is, if you have not studied it, you wouldn't know what this is, and you would skip also. So there are a lot of keywords in sociology we're gonna deal, and it helps you a lot in your newspaper understanding also. Are you understanding this? So quite a lot of importance for your GS preparation. See, other subjects are also there. I'm not going to deny other subjects are not there. Political science also has few of the overlapping, maybe not so much overlapping, but certainly few overlapping is there. History also has few overlapping, maybe just in GS1. Geography has, as an option, it has few overlapping only with the geography. But then if you observe sociology, it has one of the maximum overlapping with all the GS subjects also. Are you understanding this? Anyway, coming back here. So the next is, I talked about this. It certainly helps you in interview, because the type of questions what they're going to ask is more or less societal questions, more or less societal debate question. So we are already dealing with all the topics, so it becomes much easier for you. And then availability of study material, I talked about this before only. You are in 2024, so many subjects are there, so many resources are there. Resources are never in crunch. There is in fact a plethora of resources. So coming to my classes, see, you don't have to buy even a single textbook also. I tell my students, please don't buy any textbook, don't buy any material, because I am going to provide all the material in the class itself. Are you understanding this? So in fact, I'll talk about that also, like how I'm going to do with that. But you don't have to buy anything. Materials are already there. If you want to buy, if you're rich enough, you buy anything you want to buy. But if you don't want to buy, if you just want to stick to the class, that is also, it's fine and good. And the next is analytical then factual. This is something people have to understand. It's good. Okay, see, in your GS, too many facts are there, right? Too many facts. Like you take polity, too many article facts are there. You take geography, too many facts are there. Environment facts are there. Art and culture facts are there. Practically, GS is filled with facts. So you have to take optional, which is quite analytical. Analytical means what? You can write on your own. Even if you don't know certain, like let's say in polity, you have to know the article number. In environment or geography, you have to know the place, you have to know the etc. All those small data. But here in optional, you shouldn't be it shouldn't be that that you have to rely on facts again, because how many facts will you rectify? How many facts will you mug up? Already too many facts would be there. So optional should be such that it should be in a way that you can write answer on your own. You should know the context, you should know the crisp, whatever it is, and it should be in such a way that you should write on your own. Are you understanding this? And certainly, sociology is one such optional where you have lesser factual, more analytical. Are you understanding this? And lastly, success ratio, that is scoring trend. That is, I already told sociology is doing quite well, not quite well. It is in fact one of the top subject. Two top subjects are there, political science as well as that is sociology. These two are the top subjects right now with the consistency. I'll show you that also. So anywhere, like past 5 years you take, you just analyze one thing. Look at sociology here. Around so many students, 1600 students are taking, and 132 students are actually clearing. See, others are also there, but if you see one thing, the number of students who are clearing is quite less. Are you understanding this? They are quite less as compared to sociology optional. And also don't go with 9.5, 9.9. Don't go with this, because it's how success rate is done, no? Look at the number of people and number of people who are clearing. That is quite an important factor. Then let's go to the 2017, where is sociology. Again, consistent. If you observe, the consistency is quite maintained. The number of people who are clearing, that should be the case. It's not that you have to become a top one. You can be top one also. The thing is, your name has to be there. And in generally, quite a good number of people are clearing from sociology option. Are you understanding this, all of you? And see, sociology, the number of students itself, in generally in 18, a number of students itself they had reduced. So if you observe, even pol science as well as sociology, the number of people who are clearing itself has reduced. So the number who has cleared has also reduced. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? Overall, in fact, UPSC, the number of seats it is reducing. As number of seats are reducing, the number of intake is also reducing. Fine. 19, again 126, quite a good number. Okay, 1200 students are giving exam, and 126 students are actually clearing with exam. And this is the recent one. In recent one, sociology, again 1200 students, 115 students somewhere around are clearing with the exam. Are you understanding this? So what I want to tell you guys here is that sociology is quite consistent as compared to other options. Other options, too much of fluctuation is there. Too many people are entering the exam, but then very less number of people are clearing the exam. So you have to understand like which optional is having highest of the success rate, how many more are clearing. Are you understanding this, all of you? So you decide, up to you. And again, I'm not saying you have to take sociology, you have to take this, you have to take that. Really doesn't matter. You have to take that subject where you're gonna clear. Okay, this you have to have a long-term commitment. It's like your partner. Consider it as your partner. You cannot give divorce. Yeah, divorce option is there, but then consider that you cannot give divorce. So pick the partner very optimally in a right manner. Please pick the option, because trust me on this, not half would be too big number. 30% of the students, okay, end up changing the option after first year. Many students are there. Many students, they come, they come and discuss with multiple different faculties and mentor that I want to change the option. I can't do this option. I can't do that option. You don't end up becoming that 30 to 40% who changes the option. Are you understanding this? Okay. And yes, so how to score well in this particular option? See, first and foremost is that you have to assimilate. Let us, whenever you write answer, see, be it PABAD, political science, anthropology, sociology, these subjects, every subject thinkers would be there. That is, thinkers perspective would be there, like Karl Marx, what Karl Marx has talked, what Weber has talked. So like that, multiple different thinkers would be there. So you have to quote thinkers perspective. It doesn't matter. All these, art subjects, whatever I've quoted, in every art such subject, you have to write the thinker's perspective. In every answer, one or two thinker minimum has to be there. And will it be difficult? No. See, when you are writing exam, you've already dealt with these kind of stuff. So it won't be that difficult. But the thing is, you have to write some thinkers. You have to write some facts, or facts means what? Some examples. Facts in the sense, examples. You have to write some example. For example, let's say we are talking about marriage. You have to write example of, like, let's say nuclear family, or you are talking about, let's say, caste system. So you have to write some example of caste. You cannot simply talk about caste system. You cannot simply talk about that. You have to write some example of certain caste. Are you understanding this? All of you, for everything, you have to keep quoting example. And I would be dealing with examples and everything in class, so it wouldn't be that difficult. And certainly technical words means keywords. So just now I talked about the fact that there is a weekend marriage, right? So weekend, it's not that you write the concept. After writing the concept also, you have to mention the keyword that this concept actually means weekend marriage. Are you understanding this? So for everything, see, we talked about the fact that if you're a Hindu, you can marry within the same caste. And for this, we call it as caste endogamy. What is endogamy? Have you come across this word? If you marry within the same group, it is endogamy. If you marry outside the group, it is called as exogamy. So, marrying within the same caste, you may write like that, but the keyword is caste endogamy. You marry outside the gotra, but the keyword is gotra exogamy. Are you understanding this? So, you have to write, but along with that, you have to mention the keywords also. And this is not just for sociology, it is practically for every other subject. If you want to score well, the thinker's perspective, the keywords and examples are must for all the options and including sociology also. And for paper 2, in the sociology, you have to interlink paper 1 and paper 2. See, I told there's a huge overlap between paper 1 and paper 2. Literally the same topics are there. See, the thing is, as an evaluator, so let's say you're writing paper 1. In that, if you bring Indian example and if you write here in paper 1, so it's not a bad thing. As an evaluator, I feel good that, okay, this person is able to interlink between paper 1 and paper 2. That's why I also teach that way only, because now evaluators are expecting that you have to link. Whenever you write paper 2, you have to bring content from paper 1 also. That is, though Karl Marx is a Western thinker, but when you write Indian answer, you can bring Karl Marx and you can write in paper 2 also. Did you understand? Anyway, I'm going to teach how to do that in class. But this is something, it is going to give you an edge. And then relating sociology with current affairs, I'm pretty sure you would have heard like sociology has current affairs, etc. These type of rumors also you would have heard, and rightly it is a right rumor also. That is, see, sociology do have an enormous current affairs, and not too much, not like political science. See, political science paper 2 is practically current affairs, and such an extent that you have to keep track of current affairs even like 1 week before exam. Even 1 week before exam, you have to keep tracking about current affairs if you take political science as your option. But for sociology, that's not the case. How much to do with sociology current affairs, how much ever you're doing for your GS, that much is more than sufficient. There is no separate current affairs for optional, nothing is extra. Because see, for example, if you're studying if there is a current affair on citizenship, you would be studying that in your GS and you apply that for optional also. Did you understand this? So let's say that there's a current affair on honor killing. Some honor killing incident has happened in Haryana. Do you know what is the meaning of honor killing? What is it? What is honor killing? Fatafat. Do you know the meaning of honor killing? Killing in the name of honor, to safeguard your family's honor. What do? You kill your family members. So let's say that somebody in your family has gone with a love marriage. You're a Hindu and this person is marrying a Muslim. You want to safeguard your family's honor. What you're gonna do? You're gonna kill your own daughter. You're gonna kill your own son. Okay. So this is the current affairs which you're gonna study for your GS. Where can we apply this current affairs, in which topic? Two people want to marry and there's a honor killing. Which current affair part? We have studied some topics, right? Where can we apply this? Marriage. Are you understanding this? All of you? So there is no separate current affairs. Whatever you're gonna study, whatever you're gonna deal for your GS, that is more than sufficient. In fact, it is too much. That much of current affairs will not be there. That's very simple kind of stuff would be there. So yes, but should you keep track of current affairs? Yes, 100%. See, if you're writing sociology optional, that means you're writing other GS mains also. So you would have done current affairs for that also. So that would be more than sufficient. Okay. And there are some other magazines are there. Again, this is just an addition, quality addition. This is must. The first above 3 things are must. This is just an additional things which you can do if you want to do, if you can do. Anyway, you would be doing this for your GS also. See, for GS, they say Yojana, Kurukshetra and EPW. Have you heard these things? What are these? These are magazines, okay? See, I wouldn't still suggest you to go for optional. No need to do Yojana and Kurukshetra. No need. You just have to do EPW. Have you come across this EPW? No? So, very good actually. So, more than Yojana and Kurukshetra, EPW is way too good. Even for your GS also. It's Economic and Political Weekly. Should you buy the magazine? Not at all. Don't buy any of the magazine. See, now, as I told, there's plethora of resources are there. In fact, some institution would be giving you the gist. Every month, they publish the gist of Yojana, gist of Kurukshetra, gist of EPW also. You can just go through the gist. Are you understanding this? And in my class, you don't have to do that, because usually every 6 months once, I will only be compiling the sociological related any articles, because in these topics, there might be non-sociological related articles also, like science, environment, climate change, etc. Many topics would be there. So what usually I do is, I give a compilation of every 6 months once on the sociological topics also. So for sociology, this would be more than, EPW is more than sufficient, just if you want to score way too good marks. Otherwise also you can still score, but it's totally up to you. Okay, are you understanding this? And coming to my class, in my class usually from the first class, as when I start with an optional proper class, so every day I'm going to give one question. One question would be there, 100% one question would be there. Sometimes if I cover more topics in that particular day, I may give 2 questions also. But certainly 1 questions would be there. And every day after let's say the class it's over, by the end of the day, I'm going to give a question. I'll post a question in the group itself. Every day I'll post question. Next day you can come and write, you can write answers and you can show it to me also. Okay. See, I'll tell you one thing. Most students, whenever they start with an class, everybody will be excited, because in generally the initial class, everybody is excited. Everybody will write. But according to the history of the students, UPSC students, it's out of, I'll tell you, one of the batch, 200 students were there, optional. In that, 3 students ended up writing till the end. Only 3 students. Out of 200 students in one batch, only 3 students wrote till the end. Okay. So again, don't expect a faculty to help you, keep a track on you, when you yourself are not keeping a track on yourself. Are you understanding this? So if you want someone to help you, you have to be consistent. That's very much important. And every day I'll be posting question. So around, see, every day, if not like 7, around, in my class itself, around 150, 200 questions I would be posting by the end of our class. Around 200 questions certainly I would be posting. But then along with that, your previous year question paper also would be there. And if you solve those questions, so certainly that is more than sufficient for your preparation also. In fact, optional it has become such, especially, I don't know about other options, sociology options I can tell, it feels that they're running out of questions. They're repeating the questions now. They're like literally repeating the questions. If you observe the past 5 to 10 years, 5, not 10 years, 10 years is too big. You just observe the past 5 years question paper, you'll understand what I'm saying. Practically, they're repeating the same questions again and again, again and again. So even the questions are also pretty much repetitive. You can actually guess which type of questions would be coming in the future years also. Are you understanding this? Anyway, so lastly, the class modality, like how I'm going to deal with the class. See, class duration is 4 months, 4 to 5 months, depending on number of holidays. So you are the first batch. So first, the summer batch usually has lesser holidays as compared to winter batch. Winter batch, too many festivals, man. Like, Diwali, something festivals would be there. You guys have less number of festivals. So mostly 4 to 4.5 months you would be done. Winter batch, it usually goes with a 5 months because of too many holidays. So every day, 3-hour class, certainly I'll be taking 3-hour class. And also I'll tell you one thing. I know, students, optional students especially, they get so used to GS classes. They treat optional class as GS class. Especially my class is way too strict in the sense that I'm usually on time. I know most faculties, whosoever GS faculties, they come 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, half an hour late. They give half an hour break in the middle. No, I'm not going to do that, because see, your agenda and my agenda is to finish things early. Are you understanding this? If you finish things early, that means you have more time to revise. If you keep coming to class, if you keep taking multiple breaks and too many things, it is, you're gonna keep seeing my face. Only thing is, it's just gonna keep going on and on and on. It should not be that you lose faith in yourself that, I can't do it, man. You ask previous batch students, GS students, they'll be done after 4 to 5 months. They'll be like, I can't take classes anymore. I can't do this anymore. That shouldn't be the case. Are you understanding this? So our agenda is to come class on time, finish things on the right time so that you get plenty of time for your own preparation. Fine. So class timings usually would be 7 to 10. In the middle, certainly I'm going to give break for the breakfast break. That would be there, 15 minutes stops. But then I'm very strict with respect to the time that I'm telling you beforehand only. And then, yes, so regular answer writing practices certainly would be there. Every day I'm going to give question, and no matter how many students, I myself will be correcting all the answers. Okay, online students can actually send me. If you're offline students, you can show it to me directly. And once one chapter is done, depending on the chapter, some chapters are quite big, it may take more than 1 week to finish. Some chapters are quite small, it will take 1 week itself to finish. Depending on when I finish a chapter, I'll be giving the test itself. Then and there itself, I'll keep giving the test. And then, yeah, material, all the things I've told. Yeah, coming to the material, here it goes regarding the material. Everything I'll be teaching through PPT only. Everything, right from the first class till the last class, only PPT, no dictation. In my class, there wouldn't be any single dictation, because I personally believe dictation is waste of time. If something can be given handouts, something, so it is much easier, because we can save the time. Because we have so many things, I would prefer to give one extra example rather than dictating the same notes again and again. Fine. So coming to the class, how I'm going to deal with the class. See, before we start any topic, I'll be sending you to your whatever the portal, student portal will be there, no? So I'll send you the notes. Okay. I suggest students to write the notes beforehand. Okay. Like whatever the notes would be there, you will understand how much to write. So like you can write around 5 pages, you can come to the class beforehand only, so that whatever the examples, extra content I would be giving, you can keep adding on to it. So you can take a running notes of it. Are you understanding this? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? I'll send the notes beforehand. Some people usually are lazy. What they do is they end up taking the printout. If you're lazy enough, you take printout. If you are not lazy, if you want to keep a track of your notes, you can write the notes previous only and you can come to the class. But doesn't matter whether it is printout or written notes, you have to keep, you have to keep writing the extra content. What are the extra content? See, in my PPT, I wouldn't be mentioning the examples, analytical factors, okay, linking things, all those things I'll be teaching in the class. So those things you have to keep, or you have to keep writing in the class. Also, if you write, please put a margin so that anything extra content you can write that in the class. Fine. And so coming to the textbooks, I'm not mentioned textbooks here, because I don't believe in mentioning the textbooks, because sociology has plethora, like not just sociology, every other optional has plethora of textbooks, and most of this optional, as I said, that they are foreign thinkers. The anthropology, political science, PubAd, sociology, all are foreign thinkers. We have less number of Indian thinkers. So foreign thinkers, so the content will also be written from the foreign authors. Are you understanding this? So many textbooks are there. For paper 1, easily you have to read 5 textbooks. For paper 2, you have to read 5 textbooks. And I know you cannot do that, right? So what I have done, I have studied, I have combined the 5 textbooks into one notes. Are you understanding this? Everything will be in the notes format. Everything will be, the PPT also would be in a notes format only. You'll understand when I start with the class. You understand which type of notes format would be there. So if you just keep track of that, that is more than sufficient. Are you understanding this, all of you? And questions, you may have a question that should I do NCERT? Up to you. It is totally up to you. So I may, just one second, I may start the class either by 18th or 20th. Okay, I want to start pretty early. Everybody is starting little late, but I want to start early because I want to finish early. So as I want to finish early by August, my target is to finish by August, somewhere August. So to do that, I want to start somewhere by 18th or 20th of this March itself. So should you be doing NCERT? That is up to you. I wouldn't say anything. I mean, if you want to do, you have so much of time, you do it. I'm pretty sure you have classes also, right? Other classes. So you just focus on your other class, because when I'm going to start with my option classes, I'm going to start from the scratch. Literally from the scratch I'm going to start. I'll also scratch means I'll start with what is society. What is society, what is culture, what are values. Are you understanding this? So many small basic keywords are there which is required for an optional. So literally from the scratch I'm going to start. So if you want to do on yourself, you can do NCERT, 11th and 12th NCERT is there, but not my recommendation. That is totally up to you. Even if you come literally with a blank mind, I will start with a scratch. Are you understanding this, all of you? And I want to tell you guys one thing. Usually everybody starts with paper 1 and then they go to paper 2, but I want to start few of the paper 2 topics first. The reason that is because when I keep asking the questions, majority of your blank with the basic concepts, which are Indian basic concepts. So I want to start with the Indian basics of what is caste, what is tribes, who are tribes. Are you understanding this? Let's try to have a basic understanding of what is Indian society. Then we can have an understanding of Western concepts. So I'm going to start with paper 2 first, with the basic concepts of caste, tribes, etc. Then I'm going to go to the paper 1. Okay? And then, should you be knowing anything before you come to the class? No. I told no. With absolutely blank mind also, if you come, I'm going to teach you from the scratch. I'm going to give you all the materials, including current affairs, EPW compilation, as well as notes also. And this notes, is it sufficient? In fact, ask any of the other, your precursors, ask them. It is more than sufficient. So doing compilation is not that easy. I have done all the compilation from multiple textbooks and I have done everything. That is more than sufficient. So if you want, we have to do Harolumbus, Ritzer, IGNOU materials are there. So many materials are there, which is absolutely not required now. As I told you, if someone else is doing the work on behalf of you, don't do that work. Take that work and do it. Same goes with all this compilation. I don't know, EPW, Kurukshetra compilation. Don't read those magazines because somebody else is doing the work. So why you have to worry about it? If somebody else is doing the work, somebody else is making your life better, get that done, get that done from somebody else. Are you understanding this? Anyway, you guys have any doubt? You guys have any questions? Or in generally, are you mute? Do you guys talk in class? Only in this class is an exception, or is it like because early morning your motor has not started? I came from an engineering background. Can I take option? Yes, I told no. There is, see, doesn't matter which background you are coming from. Literally those days are gone, and especially subjects like sociology, political science, PubAd, you don't need a background. Anybody can actually study, and majority of the people who are clearing are non-background students only. So those things are not there. Okay. Anything else? How many of you have decided option? 1. Which is your option? Oh, okay. Anyway, please decide thoroughly, properly, because this is a life-changing event. Okay, that is true. 100% it is true. But certainly you have to enjoy the optional classes. Doesn't matter which option you would be taking. Do enjoy the class. Do enjoy the process. Enjoy the UPSC process. If you enjoy, you would have a different experience. If you keep crying all the time, you'll have a different experience. Okay, enjoy. It doesn't matter. Also, 7 o'clock batch, usually options would be morning, early morning batch only. So please change your sleeping schedule and other schedules also. Don't come here and keep yawning. You understand this? Because you know one thing about yawn, it's contagious. You yawn, I yawn. You have an option to yawn. As a faculty, I cannot even yawn. You have an option to sleep. I cannot sleep on the dais. I'm joking, but yeah. So change your, it doesn't matter which option you take. At the end of the day, you have to come at 7 o'clock batch. And also, I do know that there is this option of online and other things are there. See, I'll tell you one thing about that very seriously. I know recorded classes are there. I know option classes, online classes are there. If you're an offline student, regularly come to offline. Doesn't matter how difficult it is. Why? Because see, for GS, even if you take online class, it is okay. But for option, it is not like that. For option, you have to sit in the class. You have to discuss in the class. And I'll be telling one thing, my class is more of a discussion class rather than one-way teaching class. I'm not going to teach just like that. Now only I was asking you too many questions, right? In my optional class, it will be much more. We would be discussing more, because the more you discuss, the better your analysis skill would be. Are you understand? And also topics are such that I cannot just give you one way, teaching. That I won't be doing for sure. It's more of a discussion class. So if you are here in Chandralaya, please come to class rather than taking the recorded class. Don't go with this bad habit of recorded class. The moment you start with recorded class, that means you are out of everything. You are out of discipline. You are not being disciplined. You are just giving yourself that, okay, I will do somewhere later, I will do this. You would never do that. So coming to class is the first step of discipline. Coming to class at 7 o'clock is the second step of discipline in my class. Are you understanding this? Because I saw a lot of you just aram se, as if it's a wedding, you have to just show your face. Wedding, you don't go on time because you just have to show your face that you have attended the wedding. It's not like that. It's class. You have to come on time. You are the bride and groom. Do you understand? You're not the guest. You are the bride and groom. You have to be on the time. Fine. Any other things? Any other doubts? Sorry? No. Newspaper is newspaper. EPW is EPW. See, newspaper is everyday ka thing. EPW is just few concepts. EPW is just like they take one concept, then they'll analyze in little bit in detail. EPW is like your Yojana. Have you seen Yojana magazine? No? It's okay. Those are magazine, they may take one or two topics, and also in the entire magazine itself, they will cover 4 to 5 topics. This magazine comes once a month and they'll cover 4 to 5 topics. In your current affairs, every day 4 to 5 topics would be there. Not 4 to 5, less. Okay, minimum of 10 topics would be there in your current affairs every day. EPW monthly on a overall, like, they do little, they do multiple type of discussions, different dimensions. So that is not sufficient. But yeah, I'll be providing you the compilation. Whenever you get time, you can just read it. Okay. Anything else? Sorry? Who should not take sociology? There is literally no answer for that. Anybody can actually take sociology. That's what I was telling. See, if you're that's what I'm saying. Like, see, for anthropology, this biology part is there. Okay. And it is not for everybody. I mean, practically not for everybody. Not that, even if some people have background in biology, still they also cannot deal with that. So that is one thing in anthropology. Like political science, there's too much of IR content would be there. People cannot track IR. They're not good with international relationship. For that, you need to keep track of what happens in which country, what happens there, etc., etc. That might be one case for not for pol science. But for this optional, there is no that. See, we cover every topic in society. We don't cover anything in detail. We cover everything on that superficial level, which is optimum for optional, which is way too optimal for GS. So the topics are such that there is no topic that this topic cannot be understood by a certain segment of people. Not at all like that. Everything is surface level and we cover every topic. Optional. What we should avoid. See, what a good thing. What we should avoid is, see, the topics like politics. These are very hot topics. Religion is hot topic. Caste is hot topic. Hot topic as in what? That is sort of debatable topic. So it's very obvious that you side with any of the debate. Okay? That is, you are either an upper caste person or you are a lower caste person. Are you understanding this? So as an upper caste person, you have that upper caste view, and as a lower caste person, you have a lower caste view. So you should not show your feelings in answers. You should never let an evaluator to know which caste you belong to without even actually mentioning about it. Okay? You should not tell evaluator which party you side despite of not mentioning about the party. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Examples you write. See, that I will make sure about that, you guys are not biased. In the class only I will keep talking about it. The thing is, not just in this optional, generally in GS also, you should avoid your feelings. Keep the feelings aside. Keep feelings in your home. Don't write in your answer writing. Are you understanding this? So you cannot bash about one person. You cannot praise one person. You cannot praise one religion. You cannot bash another religion. So let's say you're bashing BJP. BJP is this, that. First of all, never mention BJP, never mention Congress. You should not mention at all. So let's say that indirectly you are mentioning that some party is bad. Let's assume the evaluator belongs to that party. Gone. Are you understanding this? So that's why I always tell when you write answers. So let's say that you have to, I was talking about that there is content from modern history also, right? So in modern history, there is this social religious reform movements are there. So we also study religious movements, social reform movements in sociology also. So when I tell students, when you have to mention the names, okay? See, if you mention Muslim, so let's say that you mention Arya Samaj, you mention Tablighi movement also. Are you because Arya Samaj is for Hindus, Tablighi and Tanzi movement is for Muslims. You write both the examples. If you write RSS, you write Muslim League also. Did you understand? You have to write both the side. You have to, first of all, generally in sociology answers, there is both the side of the debate. Why something is good, why something is bad. Are you understanding this? In fact, this is how society works also. You should actually change your understanding about society in generally, not as a sociology option, as a UPSC aspirants, because you are a permanent, factor in this particular governance. Okay, you are not politicians. Politicians comes, politicians go. Bureaucrats always stay there. Fine. You cannot have a political lineage. If you keep leaning to one political ideology, you know what will happen to you? Let's say you support one party. If the party comes to power, you'll come to the state capital. If the party goes out of power, you know where you will go? Somewhere far. Okay, they'll use you as a puppet. So don't do that. It's not at all required. So what you should not do, you should not show your feelings towards your political party, feelings towards a particular personality, feeling towards a particular religion as well as caste also. Did you understand this? Very much important. In fact, I know many of you are privileged, many of you are disprivileged. So that should also not be shown in your answer writing, in your interview also. Even if you're disprivileged, see, don't go upon with these movies and all. Movies are movies at the end of the day. Have you watched 12th Fail? Huh? That's movie. You cannot answer like that. You cannot, slow down. You cannot think. You cannot take a break. You cannot show your emotion. That's movie. Literally, the actual person interviewed, that wouldn't have happened. Are you understanding this? Movie is movie at the end of the day. You have to keep your emotions aside. You have to be more of a mechanized person when you answer it. Are you understanding this? Huh? One thing you should not do, don't show your emotions. Except for that, you can write anything. Not nonsense though. Answer, you can write anything. That's not at all a problem. Anybody can take. There is no factor that who shouldn't take. Anybody can take. Only thing is, see, whatever I'll be telling, just keep following that. Okay, whichever topic I start, whichever I do, sometimes I'll be telling this type of homework, all those things. Whenever test would be there, please take the test. Even if it is GS test, optional test, doesn't matter, please take the test. Why? Because once this is done, once this process is done, you have to pay for the test. And tests are too costly because they also know students will come. They also know no matter how much they keep rising the prices, students will come at the end of the day. Are you understanding this? Tests are too costly. So please don't miss out the test. Be it GS test, optional test, please don't miss out the test. Are you understanding this? Huh? Some of the optional tests, sociology itself, if you go outside, especially in Delhi, it costs like 20,000, 25,000. It goes up to 30,000 also. Are you understanding? Test goes to 20, 25,000. And the fees in Delhi is going 45,000, 50,000. Fees itself is 45, 50. Test is 20, 25. Too costly. So whatever the availability in the classroom realm, you please utilize that. Doesn't matter optional. If you take anthropology also, make use of it. PubAd, make use of your faculty completely. Are you understanding this? Because you're paying money for that. Anything else? current affairs, see, practically whatever you read, you can actually apply that in Indian and sociology context also. See, let's take example of LGBTQ community. So let some protests which would be going on LGBTQ community. So what whatever the decisions what that you can use in sociology also. Okay. So some rural development program is there, a new rural development program. So when you write about rural development, like we study in paper 2 about rural development, there you can actually just write as an example. See, paper 1 very less current affair is there. For paper 1, like even if you don't mention any current event, it is totally fine. Paper 2, on an average of 30 to 40% current affair would be there. And what type of current affair, like static content would remain same, but you have to keep mentioning about some of the current events. Okay, any policies, any program, like again, communalism, some communal fight would be happening. You can just mention about it. Like recently in Karnataka, there was this hijab controversy. You can actually mention about it. So, this shortage of water in Karnataka, especially in Bangalore, has led to, has raised one more question that should we send water to Tamil Nadu? When we only don't have water in Karnataka, should we be sending water to Tamil Nadu? So, this can be used in the concept of regionalism. Are you understanding this? So anyway, you don't have to worry how to connect things because I am there to teach you how to connect things. Are you understand this? So don't worry anything, especially if you're coming for optional class, especially sociology, because I'm going to do from scratch. I'm going to teach you everything from the scratch because I know this is a very new topic. You wouldn't have any idea. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have any idea about UPSC preparation altogether. Slowly, you're gaining the confidence of how to go upon with this. So optional is way too different, completely different preparation. Same, but a bit of different preparation is required. I'm going to deal with that also. Okay. Anything else? Can you prepare? You can prepare. You can prepare by yourself also. Only thing is, it is going to take a lot of time. Okay. So class itself with me, with my, like let's say I have already done everything. So with this, usually it takes like 4.5 to 5 months. If you do it by yourself, it is easily going to take you 7 to 8 months or sometimes more also. Okay, 7 to 8 months is minimum. Sometimes it may take more also if you do it by yourself. The reason why it would take more is because the content is spread out in such a way. First, you have to understand the syllabus. Then you have to go in search with in the book. See, don't assume that your optional is like your GS. No optional is like your GS. For GS, one book is sufficient. One Lakshmikant is sufficient. One any like spectrum, modern history spectrum is sufficient. But options are not like that. Optional multiple textbooks are there. So let's take example of Horolombus. There's a textbook called as Horolombus, which is quite a thick book. It's 1000-page book, very big book. It's written by a foreign author. It's not a UPSC book. It's a foreign author book. So he has written from his point of view. He has covered almost everything. The problem with self-study is that you have to pick which all topic are relevant for UPSC. Are you understand this? So to do this, it's an extra work. If you can do that, picking which all topic, then you can do it. Are you understanding this? And also some books are there. I will also, if you come and join the optional, I'll also tell you some books which you should not study. That I'm not going to do it in this class. I'm going to do when we start with our optional. That day I will tell you there are some books which you should not study at all. Okay, I'll tell you the books. My class notes is sufficient, but some books are there which you should not study. That I'm going to discuss in the later stage. Okay, just once again, few people have a doubt here. What's the difference between anthropology and sociology? It's almost one and the same. See, anthropology is it's a study of primitive society. Okay, anthropology is study of primitive society. So their main focus would be on studying tribes, and sociology is studying of civilized society. So civilized society is like whatever the society we live in. So the focus would be on the civilized society. So focus is on civilized society, the ongoing contemporary society. So it has the highest overlap with your GS also. Are you understanding this? So if you're interested in studying tribal society and other things, you can go with anthropology. So that is one thing. I want to, this KPSC was a suggestion. That is totally up to you, but as KPSC doesn't come every year. Are you understanding this? Even if you're fresher, most of you fresher know, did you apply for KPSC? Apply. There's nothing takes not to apply. Please apply, because this year it has come. You don't know when they will announce mains. You don't know when they will give prelims also. Prelims may be postponed also. Apply. There's nothing wrong in applying. Apply, finish it off. Because there's high possibility they may even postpone the prelims also. And let's say this year they do prelims. Maybe next year they'll do mains. Next year in 2026 or 27 they'll do interview. Okay. And till then they will not call. So this year they have called, you are luckiest batch. Because last time they called was in 2017. Okay, 2017 was the last calling. In 2024 they have called now. So you are lucky enough, you please fill it. Doesn't matter. Whether clear, not clear, you fill it. Okay, because don't worry about attempts. 6 attempt means you have to be 45, 50 years old. 6 attempt. So you don't have to worry about that. Attending online class, does it have same effect? Not really, because you're seeing online, effect will be different. Are you understanding this? But teaching wise, see, Telegram, I'll be available on Telegram. Doesn't mean that you keep simply messaging everything and anything. Okay, absolutely important stuff. If you want to ask anything, I'll be available on Telegram. My name is Pooja Prasanna, by the way. So you can type, I'll be available there. Fine. So online students, usually I tell them to scan answer, whatever the answer, you have to scan it and you have to send it on me to me on Telegram. I'll be correcting your answers. So rest would be same. How do we know to what depth in each topic we need to go in sociology as syllabus mentioned? See, that's why I'm here, no? You understand? That's why I am here to tell you guys how much depth we have to go. Are you understanding this? Huh? Topics, whatever I'll be teaching, that's it. In fact, I usually cover few of the extra topics here and there depending on the trend. You know, some trends, like let's say somebody is dying, some event is happening. So based on those events, based on those things, I'll cover some extra topics also. And apparently those extra topics have come in exams. So I will do those trending, I will do the contemporary topics, I will analyze, I will do that. Okay, something if you have to do, I will tell in class what you guys have to do, but most of the things I'll be only doing. It's more or less spoon feeding only. Does offline students get online class too? You all are, I mean, yes, inside students do get offline, online, you get both of it. If maybe the person is not from insights, I believe. So you get both online and offline, but I prefer if you're an offline student, come offline regularly. Okay, maintain a habit, maintain discipline. More you're disciplined, the better for your UPSC preparation. That's the only thing. Fine. Okay, see, learn from something from online. They have more questions than you people. Yes. How many? Actually, many have cleared and many have written, have given interview also. So this year 4 to 5 students have given interview. Many have cleared, and I used to teach not just in insights. I used to teach in other institutions also, like in other cities. So students from different cities have cleared. Many have cleared. Okay. I believe I've taken all the questions from here. Anything else? No, not at all. See, if we have extraordinary writing skill, even evaluator will not know that. Are you understanding this? Huh? That's what I always tell students. You don't have to have this Shashi Tharoor ka English. No need. Basic English, basic concept. You have to tell the concept. What do they mean by extraordinary is that the capacity to bring the thinkers. Are you understanding this? The capacity to bring thinkers, the capacity to bring the examples, or sometimes interlinking, like, examples of, I'll tell you, I'll show you guys one thing. Where it went. So let's take stratification. Do you know the meaning of stratification? What is stratification? Division. Division is nothing but stratification. Society is in generally divided into multiple different stratification. So when we talk about stratification, so let's say that when we talk about inequality or when we talk about hierarchy, this is in paper 1. So bringing caste as an example in the hierarchy is something a challenging task. Are you understanding this? Huh? Because caste is caste hierarchy? Is caste and hierarchy? Who sits in the top of the hierarchy? Brahmins. Brahmins sit in the top of the hierarchy. So here in paper 1, we are not going to study about caste, because in paper 2, we are going to study about the caste as a hierarchy. So how writing extraordinary means what? Bringing that here in paper 1. Did you understand this? Just doing this, just giving examples, writing thinkers, this is extraordinary. Not extraordinary in the sense that you have to have a good English, no, not at all. Are you understanding this? And also, point format will also work, like, because some people cannot go with a paragraph format, they actually struggle with the, connecting words. Lot of connecting words would be there. So I tell, don't worry about connecting words, just use, arrow mark, keep writing point wise. Okay, they check the content rather than the art of writing. Anything, not just here, in general, in GS also. Okay, anything else? That's it? Okay, I also want to tell you guys one thing, whether you are my student, whether you become optional students or not, because see, you're going to see my face again in GS. Okay, don't think that you're not taking options, so you're not going to see my face. For social issues, I'm going to come and take your classes again. See, I want to tell you guys one thing, that please take things little seriously, because this is the beginning of your journey. I've seen a lot of people, they end up losing interest somewhere in the middle somewhere, and when the option starts, so there is a chance that you may have to sit 3 class in a day. That will happen. Okay, 2 class, 3 class, 2 class are fine. So what I would want to tell you is that when 3 class system comes, don't skip optional, rather decide which one of the GS or subject you have to take. Are you understand? Because most of you get recording class, right? You get recording class, yes or no? Yes, you get recording class. So one option class, one GS class. If they put one more extra GS class, do that in recording. Why am I telling? Because too much of burden sometimes make you to lose out energy, and losing out energy means like losing interest overall with the UPSC preparation also. That may also happen. Are you understanding this? So please don't lose out your energy, just keep track of this. And also this, whatever you see in Chandra layout are not your competitor. Your competitor is practically there everywhere. Delhi, to if you go, multiply whatever the population, multiply that by 50 times, that much of population is there in Delhi. Okay, so those are your competitors. So work for your competitor, don't work for your companion. The people here are your companions. They'll sit with you, they'll come with you, they'll drink coffee with you. You have to work for your competitors. Are you understanding this? Just my advice, no matter what happens, fine. So I hope to see some of you here in my optional class, maybe 18th or 20th, that will be announced in the group, fine. Anything else? That's it? Okay, I'll see you guys. All the best for everybody. Hope to see you soon. I'll be there upstairs. Somebody who is shy enough not to talk in class can come there. Okay?